Please take your seats. All those counter-terrorists in the back there, please come forward. מתחילים. Was אתה ראית? אבלן פה? Erev Tov, we are now officially beginning. So whoever hasn't taken their seat, that's okay, because Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East. Erev Tov. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to open the 8th International Conference of the World Summit on Counter-Terrorism. This impressive gathering is a flagship of the International Institute for Counter-Terrorism of the Lauder School of Government, Diplomacy and Strategy at IDC Herzliya. This year's summit will focus on terrorism's global impact, the international campaign against global jihadi terrorism. During the next 3 full and productive days, over 1,000 participants from 50 countries will share information and learn from each other. These distinguished individuals include ministers, members of parliament, Congress, and the Knesset, ambassadors, heads of security services, representatives of universities, research institutes, the military, police, senior government, and private companies. Among the participants are also tens of undergraduate and graduate students of the Lauder School of Government, majoring and specializing in the important field of counterterrorism, which has become a very important academic field in this day and age. All of you will have the opportunity to discuss the ways and means of countering terrorism to help make the world a safer place to live. Please allow me to thank our generous sponsors and partners, without whom we could not have organized this conference. Newt Becker, Daphna and Gerald Kramer. I just saw Daphna in the audience. Miss Israel, Daphna. A hand for Daphna. Evelyn Dweck here in the front row. One of the most gorgeous sponsors that we have amongst us. Stephen Stern, a nice guy, but a lot less gorgeous, actually. The Embassy of the United States of America in Israel Public Affairs Office, the Municipality of the City of Herzliya, Counter-Terrorism Solutions Limited, the Conservative Friends of Israel in the United Kingdom, CST, Protecting the Jewish Community in the United Kingdom, the Georgia International Law Enforcement Exchange, Syracuse University, Institute for National Security and Counterterrorism, the Israel National Security Council, and last but not least, the American Jewish Congress, the Martin Steinberg Charitable Trust. Seated on the dais to my right are Professor Uriel Reichman, President and founder of IDC Herzliya, Mr. Shabtai Shavit, the Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Institute for Counterterrorism, Dr. Boaz Ganor, the Deputy Dean of the School of Government and Diplomacy and Director of the ICT, and of course, the Honorable Yael German, the Mayor of this beautiful city of Herzliya, where we're located right now. In the audience, we have Professor Rafi Melnick, who is the Provost of IDC Herzliya. And my name is Jonathan Davis. I'm the Vice President for External Relations at IDC. I'm the head of the Rafael Recanati International School. And without any further ado, please allow me to introduce our first speaker for this evening. Professor Uriel Reichman, President and founder of IDC Herzliya, served in the paratroopers as a combat officer and fought in the Six-Day War, War of Attrition, and the Yom Kippur War. Professor Reichman graduated from the Faculty of Law at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, holding both LLB and LLM degrees with honors. He obtained a doctoral degree, JSD, with distinction from the University of Chicago Law School and served as the Dean of the Faculty of Law at Tel Aviv University. Professor Reichman initiated and headed the team which formulated the proposed Israeli constitution. The proposal included the concept of direct election of the Prime Minister, constituency elections, the Bill of Rights, and a new definition of the relations between religion and state. 14 years ago, Professor Reichman founded IDC Herzliya, Israel's first private university, and his vision, energies, and dedicated team are the reason for IDC's academic excellence and achievement, and our beautiful campus which you see before you this evening. Professor Reichman knows every square inch of this campus. Believe me, I know, because he's quite capable of checking to see the construction on the 4th floor of the Mark Rich Library and the new building of economics and psychology, and to go and check to see if they're paving the parking lot in the back here, and if there's a gum wrapper on the floor, he'll pick it up, okay? And he knows hundreds of students here, and he's basically dedicated his life to IDC Herzliya. Professor Reichman.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. I'll try to be shorter than your introduction. Mr. Shavit, Dr. Ganor, our Mayor, Yael German, I am honored to open hereby the 8th World Summit of Counter-Terrorism. I welcome all the participants, honored guests, university professors, members of government agencies, security forces, and students. The issue of terrorism is evident, unfortunately, in most countries. The ongoing struggle against terrorism has many manifestations. It's taking place physically in streets, trains, planes, high seas, airplanes. It is moving in new arenas like the cyberspace and the public media. The confrontation is also taking place behind desks in corporate offices as we are trying to track the money that feeds terror, being disfigured as benevolent associations' monies, trust, and bogus enterprises. The world community is likewise on the alert as non-conventional weapons may make way to terrorist organizations. Know-how in combating terror is very important, but the most important issue is our resolve and commitment to fight terrorism. A few words about it. It is not easy to stay mobilized for a long period of time. Our terrorist adversaries are motivated by religion, armed by inhumane brutality and endless patience. They quietly penetrate our midst, waiting for the sign that will activate them. On the other hand, the citizens of the Western world are looking for immediate solutions. We may react quite well to crisis, but are often blind to slow developments, even if they are life-threatening. We are thinking differently than the terrorists. We are educated to react proportionally. Terms like reasonableness and proportionality became part of our normative reality. We are conditioned to act as if nothing definite or absolute remains in our world. We are educated to see both sides of the issue, to sympathize, to understand, and to always formulate a measured view. Well, we have to wake up. There are some areas in which there is clearly right and wrong. There are some areas in which just and evil causes exist. There are no mitigating considerations for those who are out to kill innocent children, women, and civilians, all because they happen to have the wrong religion, beliefs, or despise citizenship. We all have to be called to arms to protect our civilization from a barbaric reality, from a world ruled by murder and fear, a world that is about to bury reason, morality, and culture as we know it. The understanding was the need to protect the democratic and humane civilization is not shared by all. You who are assembled here are the foot soldiers of the war against terrorism. But not always do you get the needed support from the politicians, intellectuals, and media. To win, we have to be resolute, dedicated, and uncompromising to avert the dangers. The struggle is often taking place in silence and darkness, but that doesn't mean it is not with us all the time, being conducted on a daily basis. The ship of counter-terrorism is still slowly moving out of port into a stormy sea. And in the words of Rudyard Kipling, until she reaches open sea, let no man deem that he is free. Thank you.